Thank you so much. We welcome you to ESPN Thursday Night College Football, presented by Dave and Buster's. They're calling this one of the biggest games in Tulane in the last 10 years. It's the American Conference opener for the Houston Cougars and the Tulane Green Wave from Yulman Stadium in New Orleans. It's Thursday night, which means it is Throwback Thursday, and why not throw it back to one of the greats in college football history? Tim Tebow set an FBS record during the 2006-07 season with 14 straight games with a rushing touchdown. Keenan Reynolds did the same thing in 2015. Tonight, D'Eriq King, Houston's quarterback, has a chance to break the FBS record for consecutive games with a rushing touchdown. Not only that, we know Tim Tebow can also sling it a little bit. He set a record in FBS history with 14 straight games with a pass and rush TD. Tonight, D'Eriq King has an opportunity to break that record after he had an opportunity to tie it a week ago. Impressive history for D'Eriq King, one of the most electrifying dual-threat quarterbacks in all of college football.
I am here with Houston head coach Dana Holgorsen. Coach, what do you need to see from D'Eriq King and your offense in this game tonight?
Well, just improvement, general improvement, managing the game. You know, he's no different than the rest of them. This is still new to everybody, so we just trying to get a week better, and we got a big challenge here at Tulane tonight.
4 games in less than 3 weeks. I know you guys are banged up. How did you manage that this week?
It'd take me too long to figure that out, to tell you on that. We're not going to use that as an excuse. You know, we've prepared the same way, and we've been ready to play each and every week. I got no reason to think that we're not going to be ready to play tonight.
All right, thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Adam.
This has been the Nissan pregame rush from Yulman Stadium in New Orleans. Houston Cougars 1-2, matching their worst start in 5 years. They're hoping to avoid a 1-3 start for the first time since 2012. That season was the last time finished under 500. For the 3rd time in 4 games, Houston has won the toss. They have received all 3 times they've won the toss. They want their offense on the field first, and we'll get a look at D'Eriq King and the Houston Cougars from the 25-yard line. If you're just joining us, our Thursday night spotlight on D'Eriq King, trying to break an FBS record with passing and rushing touchdowns in consecutive games. Matt, I know you like the dynamic nature of what D'Eriq King brings.
I sure do. Listen, he can do it all. As a runner, as a passer, reminds a lot of people of Kyler Murray, maybe because he broke so many of Kyler Murray's Texas high school football records. But you talk about dynamic, and then you add this Dana Holgorsen offense. This is as fun and exciting of a quarterback as a player to watch in college football.
He'll keep it here with Kyle Porter blocking, and then toss late downfield to Marquez Stevenson. His top target, the burner on play 1, puts the Cougs on top.
What a start here in New Orleans, Adam. Everybody talked about D'Eriq King being a runner. The Tulane defense knew that. It almost felt like he was going to do it. Then he pulls up and drops a dime to Marquez Stevenson to start in an electrifying fashion, Matt.
Well, we said it, he can do it all. You got to honor him as a runner. It looks like a run. He tucks it under his arm. He's got 3 points of pressure. Then he pulls back as a passer and throws to his top target, Marquez Stevenson. The guy is a burner, yards after catch. What a way to start for Houston.
75 yards in 14 seconds. And the Cougar offense has come out firing.
And this is essentially like a halfback pass, except for in this case, the halfback is the quarterback. So Marquez Stevenson runs out as if he's going to be a lead blocker and then just blows by the defender who's coming up in run support. Just when you think you've kind of seen it all from this offense, this air raid, creative offense, they come up with these new wrinkles that really, I don't know how you could possibly prepare for it all.
So Amari Jones, who's got a lot of speed himself, trying to put together a good return, and he takes it to the 28-yard line. So obviously Derek King gets a lot of attention, but let's throw the spotlight on another dynamic quarterback, the transfer from LSU, Justin McMillan, who is 7-2 as a starter at Tulane.
Yeah, he really is 7-2, and those 2 losses, one came this year to, against a very good Auburn team, and the other losses last year to Houston. And Justin McMillan, he's a good runner, he really is, but he's also got a live arm, a quick release, and you mentioned he transferred from LSU. He's got experience with some of those NFL passing concepts. Think Cam Cameron, North Turner, some of those concepts.
And now they go on the ground with Darius Bradwell picking up good yardage on first down inside the Houston 40-yard line.
On Harris there, just deboed his way through the tackle, interrupted the pass from Derek King, and now can the Tulane offense build off of it?
Nothing much there for McMillan. He gets wrapped up immediately. By the way, our next UFC fight night on ESPN Plus, Saturday night, 8 Eastern from Mexico City. Mexico's own Yair Rodriguez taking on Jeremy Stevens in the featherweight main event. Strawweights Carla Esparza and Alexa Grasso squaring off in the co-main. Both winners trying to get back into title contention. Main card in English and Spanish, ESPNplus.com/UFC.
See, that's yes in Spanish?
Man, you dropped 3 languages tonight. English, by the way, is the third one.
I'm looking at
3
these
languages already.
I'm looking at these signalers over here in Tulane. There's another language.
We got 4 tonight. Inside handoff. And a lot of room for Darius Bradwell. Good penetration up front. This is interesting. 4th down and short. Be about a 56, 57-yard field goal right now. So let's see if the offense stays out there.
This is national TV. This is Tulane. This is Thursday Night Football. They're not punting the ball. No offense, Pat.
That seems like a lot of offense was given there.
Little end-around action. They needed just the 38-yard line. Now, Mari Jones got hit hard by Demarion Williams, but it is enough for the first down.
I agree. This isn't the ESPN Ocho, ESPN News, ESPN Deportes, ESPN U. This is ESPN at Yulman Stadium. You got to go for it on 4th and short. Little end around there picks up just enough for another first down to extend the drive.
And it's really kind of a creative play call. They're thinking bread and butter. They're going to go pound it again with Bradwell. But they go with that kind of Sean McVay jet sweep, barely enough for the first down.
The fake to Bradwell. The lefty McMillan fires end zone. It is caught. Touchdown, Jalen McCleskey. The transfer from Oklahoma State going up top.
Justin McMillan just uncorked the ball to Jalen McCleskey, who transferred here to Tulane strictly to play for the team his dad coached. A 38-yard bomb to almost even the score here in the first half.
Well, it's the perfect part of the field for a shot. He had Mooney wide open. He decided to throw it to the guy that was double covered, but there's no defense for the perfect throw. McCleskey with the touchdown. They've been waiting to see him show up. It's a naked bootleg. I mentioned Mooney comes across. McCleskey, number 1, is double covered. No defense for that throw. McCleskey on the touch.
Jalen McCleskey is very close with his father, JJ. Jalen played 4 games last year for Oklahoma State and all of a sudden left the team. And a lot of people were kind of surprised what's going on. Well, he took advantage of the redshirt rule last year because he wanted to transfer and finish his career at Tulane, playing for his father, JJ McCleskey, who is the defensive backs coach for Tulane and had an NFL career of his own with the New Orleans Saints and the Arizona Cardinals. Very tight. You got to think that for Jalen McCleskey, his first touchdown with his dad watching on the sideline as they're battling Houston together has got to be an awesome moment.
Yeah, that's really cool. And his dad was a former NFL player, and he's got NFL talent. You mentioned 6th all-time in catches at Oklahoma State. He really hadn't shown up for this offense yet. Only 4 catches on the season, and they wanted to get him involved. They got him involved early tonight.
Now Derek King in a top.
Now we got guys breaking tackles here.
That's Patrick Carr, the transfer from Colorado, going for 13 on the play. Broke the tackle of Lawrence Graham and turned it into a game.
And it's really a 1-2 punch for Houston. It's Patrick Carr, number 21. It's Kyle Porter, number 22. Both transfers, one from Colorado, one from Texas. Explosive guys, kind of bruisers, good north-south runners.
Tempo here from Dana Holgorsen and the University of Houston Cougars early.
Patrick Carr had a career-high 139 yards last year, a couple of touchdowns in that blowout win against Tulane in Houston. Made his season debut last week. He didn't play in the first 2 games because he had a knee scope about a month ago, so was unable to perform. Showed some explosiveness last week in his return.
Yeah, no big deal. Had a knee scope. Now I'm just, running between the tackles.
And now it's De'Aaron King with a good run to get close to the sticks and set up 3rd down and short.
And De'Aaron King has taken some hits. If I was his coach, I would not want him to take these types of hits. You hear people talking about, hey, Kyler Murray doesn't take a lot of hits. Russell Wilson doesn't take a lot of hits. That's, I think, the challenge for some of these very mobile quarterbacks. If you want to have a long career, if you want to stay on the field, you got to find ways to not take these brutal shots. If I was his coach, I would not want him to take these types of hits. You hear people talking about, hey, Kyler Murray doesn't take a lot of hits. Russell Wilson doesn't take a lot of hits. That's, I think, the challenge for some of these very mobile quarterbacks. If you want to have a long career, if you want to stay on the field, you got to find ways to not take these brutal shots.
Draw play up the gut there to pick up a 1st down on her 3rd and 1.
I wonder what he was so mad about. What do you think?
It could be the lack of Red Bull here in Louisiana.
We had some in the booth for Matt earlier tonight. De'Aaron
Allegedly.
King fires incomplete for Marquez Stevenson through his hands.
Yeah, that's a surprising drop. Marquez Stevenson is one of the better receivers that I've watched in college football this year. Sometimes you get alligator arms in a zone coverage. This is a man play. You're calling crossers like that for man coverage. Run away from the guy covering you. That was zone. They don't play a lot of zone here in Tulane. He's running across, and he maybe just took his eyes off the ball just a little bit because he doesn't know who that next zone player is going to be.
Yeah, he got a big hit coming, maybe. He already scored for 75 yards. We need him down the line. Can't be taking a big shot. I respect it and understand it, but now he's coming around the outside. Speed, burners from Marquez Stevenson. Tiptoeing down the line inside the 3.
You're now forgiven for your drop.
Immediately.
Made up for it right there. Big run of 32 yards for Marquez Stevenson.
Really, really nice. He had a touchdown catch against Washington State last week. Has the drop just there. They go right back to him on the reverse. Looked like he could have gotten a couple more yards. It's almost like he's like, you know what?
They're on the 1.
I'm going to get my touches.
There isn't a couple more yards to be had.
Yeah, maybe 1 more yard. Sorry, my bad.
No, it's all right.
I'm bad at math.
Yeah, the kid got loose there. Let's have a little respect for him. Goal line defense, big bodies on big bodies.
Kyle Porter going airborne.
Tutter.
And he's in for the touchdown.
Go up over the top. I'm a better athlete than you are. I'm going to jump over a pile of humans and score 6 points for my college.
Seems like he did break the plane and then landed into the end zone. A touchdown for Porter, his 2nd of the year. Transfer from Texas, Dana Holgorsen. He's one of the smarter guys I've ever had the chance to coach. High school All-American, 4 straight state title games, 2 titles. And now Dalton Witherspoon adds the extra point to give Houston a 7-point lead after a 10-play, 75-yard drive.
When Houston sideline is going nuts, they're geeked up.
You guys were talking about the air raid. Hal Mummy, of course, Copers Cove High School in Texas in the late 80s, goes to Iowa Wesleyan, where he and Mike Leach kind of introduced it. Dana Holgorsen was one of their wide receivers. Art Briles gets it as an assistant under Leach in 02, brings it to Houston, then to Baylor. Seth Littrell at North Texas. Sonny Dykes at SMU. Jake Spavital is first head coaching job at Texas State. You have Dana Holgorsen here. And I think, as you mentioned earlier in our meeting today, Matt, people are going to be looking at Cliff Kingsbury in Arizona to see how he does in the NFL with that offense, because maybe some of these guys might start to spill up a level to the NFL.
And listen, don't forget about guys like Baker Mayfield and Jared Goff. This offense can work. Concepts are already being run in the NFL. Guys are studying college tapes. NFL coaches are spending their offseason learning how people defend air raid. They're learning how people install air raid. It's really fun to see. I love when people kind of push the limits of what you can do on the football field, get creative. Nobody more creative than these guys.
Tulane, a much different looking offense. Elements of the triple option that have been mixed in with the spread. This feels like a real college offense in the modern day. And they're going to air it out again. McMillan looking for Jalen McCleskey. Part of this really good receiving core. Let's go down to Molly McGrath for more.
Well, Adam, the message to Tulane's receivers on the sideline was ride this momentum and look for those one-on-one matchups because their DBs can't cover us. And this Tulane sideline is oozing with confidence right now. They're telling each other, we need to believe that we are the better team, and you can tell that they really do, and that's not something that Tulane has been able to say in the past, Adam.
Coach Fritz telling the boys to ride the wave, the green wave of momentum.
I was
taking a shot there, too. I like it.
Yeah, taking a shot. Justin McMillan's got to keep that ball in bounds. Let your receiver have a chance to touch the football.
Well, this feels like an important 3rd down and 9. 8 back in coverage for Houston. McMillan looking for a window and cannot find a receiver. Jatavian Tolles was the closest man to it in the middle. Darnell Mooney was on the outside. Just like that, after Houston gets a score, Tulane's got to punt the ball back with Ryan Wright.
And McCleskey was open. You know, I really enjoyed our time with Willie Fritz yesterday. Head coach, really just, I liked his demeanor, a leader of men, kind of liked what he was saying schematically. I was impressed, and guys are open. I really think that the difference is going to be, can Justin McMillan connect on a couple of these deep balls?
Wright booms it away to the sideline. We'll see where they spot it.
Football players are a creature of habit, too. Schedule is a big deal. 4 games in 19 days and then a 22-day off. I'll be interested to see how Dana Holgerson can handle that. But tonight, the only thing that matters is trying to get up 2 scores here from D.R. King.
5th Houston drive of the opening quarter begins with a Kyle Porter run across the 40-yard line. He's had a productive opening frame, to say the least. 17 yards. They don't have to run another play, as we've had a wild opening quarter in the first Thursday night game on ESPN in the short 5-year history of Yulman Stadium. They were pumped up for tonight in this American Conference opener. Some big plays already. The first one of the game belonged to Marquez Stevenson for 75 and a score. We welcome you back to ESPN Thursday Night College Football, presented by Dave and Buster's.
Wow.
Busting out of the shorts tonight.
Wow. Little piece of bourbon coming right over here on Tulane's football field at Yulman Stadium.
I noticed you said Bourbon instead of Bourbon Street. You actually might be correct.
Well,
to be honest with you.
I think it's one goes with the other.
A combination of the two. First down for Houston, and it's Kyle Porter again making a man miss. Into the open field and inside the 30 of Tulane. Finally brought down by P.J. Hall. 30-yard run there.
This is a strong north-south run. Houston does a nice job of threatening you going vertical, but hits you going north and south.
Porter's run has set Houston up at the 28-yard line in Tulane territory. And a quick strike to Keith Corbin. And Keith Corbin is into the end zone for a 2-touchdown Cougar lead.
That was too easy. Whenever you got the run game going like that, it really opens up everything else. They're scared of Kyle Porter, and then that pass is just a wide open touchdown for the kid.
Yeah, tough sequence for Macon Clark. Misses the tackle on the play before, hurts his teammate. Then they go with the RPO. It just kind of takes a bad angle. Keith Corbin's coming across 100 miles an hour. We mentioned earlier, yards after the catch. That's his specialty. Made it look easy, Pat.
You get that run game going, they got to respect that R in the RPO, and then all of a sudden, boom, pull it, wide open tutter for the University of Houston. Up 2 scores all of a sudden, Adam.
And you might have seen this play. Baker Mayfield ran this play to OBJ just this week. I'm going to fake a run straight downhill. The quarterback's eyes are not on the handoff, they're on the backer. He just reads it. It's a simple slant inside. I mean, that's a touchdown in flag football. Not even close. Against Washington State, they had 3 possessions in the entire first half. Tonight, they don't seem to be holding back. They know they got 22 games till their next game. They're going up-tempo, Maydays, catching you with 12 guys on the field, running a ton of plays. They're up over 25 plays already tonight.
Dana's telling his sideline, let's go.
Here comes Amari Jones, excellent speedster. But a lot of traffic to try to work through. He's out across the 20-yard line. After the Ben Knutson penalty, Justin McMillan launches deep. Some separation out there for Jatavian Tolles, but he was out of bounds.
He had him too, and he was off balance. He threw the rock, almost made an incredible throw and catch here. hits off his hands, and that's where you just don't like the ball to be thrown to when you're a wide receiver.
Well, he's a lefty moving to his right, throws a back shoulder. We mentioned last week, back shoulder throws are an easier catch for the wide receiver if it's shoulder pads or higher. That ball was a little low. Will Hall, we were really impressed when we got a chance to talk to him yesterday. He's got a vision for this offense. They haven't shown it so far tonight. He's trying to get them back on track. I think he's got to do it with some completions.
1 for 6 is McMillan until that one. McCleskey lost the football. Big hit by Deontay Anderson, and the Cougars take over. Now, obviously, they're going
rolling on the field is a completed
determine
catch
whether or not this is an incompletion or a completion. It is going to be ruled initially as a completion and a fumble, and Houston takes over. What a hit by Anderson.
Well, this is similar to what we were talking about earlier. This is a man play. You're running crossers because you think it's man coverage. If it's zone, no problem, but you can't keep running. You got to run over there and stop, or you're going to get basically knocked in the chest just like this. What do you guys think? You think this is a catch? I'm not so sure.
Officials have a tendency, especially with plays like this, to give the benefit of the doubt to the receiver. They don't want what was told to me. They don't want cheap fumbles. That is now 21 straight games for the Houston defense with a takeaway. They have the takeaway or turnover construction helmet.
Hard hat. Going to work, blue collar, oil town. Houstonians love this University of Houston, and they gotta love what they've been seeing here. De'Aaron King makes a smart play, throwing it away. Turnover in the 21st straight game, up 2 scores on the road. 4th game in 19 days. The Houston Cougs have been impressing me here early.
Yeah, they've had to lean on guys like Zamar Curvin, who made his season debut last week because Edgiston went out with an ankle injury. They lost Jordan Carmouche, a backup middle linebacker as well. Incomplete. That was bad looking as Kyle Porter and Patrick Carr, beg your pardon, and De'Aaron King kind of collided on that.
So they went back to that RPO. Tulane brings a blitz off the slot, and they have a missed exchange. Really, is the running back that knocked the ball out of the quarterback's hand there. Big 3rd down.
Safety blitz coming. De'Aaron King makes a miss, and he's got the 1st down. And he might have the record if he could get to the end zone.
Just like that.
He has set the new FBS record, 15 consecutive games with a passing touchdown and a rushing touchdown. De'Aaron King by himself in the history books with that 35-yard score for a touchdown.
Anytime you pass Timothy Tebow on a record book for college football, you know you have done something special. Congratulations to De'Aaron King and the University of Houston Cougars. But what a play. Made a guy miss, outran a couple people, and ran himself right to the top of the record books.
I mean, this was like a highlight tape. P.J. Hall is spying, kind of comes on a delayed blitz from the safety position. This is just like, boop, 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 boop. I mean, flag football might have been a touchdown. Sometimes there's the perfect defensive play call. You have it on, and you're just playing against a guy that is so special. There's not much you can do about it.
Massive moment in his life, and also a big-time play for the Houston Cougars here in the 2nd quarter.
And you can tell his teammates are aware of the record. They're excited for him. They're going nuts. They're doing jumping jacks right now. They're so fired up.
Lamar Jackson, Marcus Mariota, Tim Tebow, incredible college football players. De'Aaron King just ran right past them right to the top.
It's an impressive list. It's a very, very impressive list.
I'd say so.
Molly, did De'Aaron King know much about that record that he just set, or what?
Well, Adam, you always wonder if players know that they're about to break a record. I asked King about it. He knew. He acted like he didn't care on the phone with me, but when he ran off on the sideline, he definitely cared. He was cheering, he was celebrating, and all of his teammates were chanting Tim Tebow's name.
Oh.
So they definitely knew that he just broke that record, Adam.
Well done, Molly. I know they're college kids. They're trying to say the right things. But Molly caught him right there. Molly right on top of it with the Tebow chant. They knew.
I mean, that's a great way for his teammates to motivate him, too, all week.
Awesome. Let's see if Tulane can get back into this thing. We were talking about Will Hall and this offense. It's a triple option feel to it. It's not the Georgia Tech, Army, Air Force triple option, but there are 3 options for Justin McMillan to work with. He's trying to evaluate in a very small amount of time how to make the right decision. He's going to run it here and step out of bounds near the 40.
Little stop and go there. You see that little slow down, that pace there. Matt Aspect, you have that in your bag?
No, I don't have that in my bag of tricks, but it looked very similar to the first play of the game that Houston scored on. It looked like Justin McMillan thought he might have a pass option off of that run. You mentioned earlier, bread and butter of this offense is the running game. They're trying to sprinkle in and get more consistent with the passing game. Slow start. A lot of 3 and outs tonight, but they got to get in a rhythm that needs some first downs.
Batavian Tolles run out of bounds that time by Gleason Sprewell.
Tackle made on the 21, Gleason Sprewell. Again, shot in the 2nd and 3.
Sets up 2nd down and 3 near midfield. Handoff and a 1st down. Able to push it into Houston territory for Corey Dauphine.
This is what you need. You can't, there's no 21-point play. There's 12 minutes left in the 2nd quarter. Need to just keep stacking first downs here and get back in it. They have a good culture in that locker room. None of them are going to quit. And let's see if they can continue to keep stacking.
There goes Dauphine again. He's explosive, and he gets chopped down after a good gain inside the 45-yard line. Picked up 6 on 1st down.
He is explosive, and that was another good gain, you know, 5-6 yards. But let me tell you about Dauphine. In high school, his 200-meter time was 20.7. So if he busts it out and gets loose, it's going for 6.
McMillan being chased, cuts it up the field. Has some blockers in front, and he runs for another 1st down inside the 30.
And I like the play call of Will Hall. You have 2 successful runs in a row. You go with a naked bootleg, quarterback keeper. He's got guys open, but he says, you know what? Go block for me. Usually it's a go call. Hey, go. I could throw it to you, but I think I could get more if I just run it and use you as a lead blocker.
They're turning up tonight for the Tulane Green Wave.
Darius Bradwell making men miss, and he sets up 1st and goal for the Green Wave.
Darius Bradwell's their big back. He's got great vision. He's good at inside zone, outside zone. Sets up a nice block. 25-yard gain. This is their 4th 1st down, which is big because it not only gets them a 1st down, but it gives their defense a little bit of rest after all of these 3 and outs.
Oh, McMillan faked it to Bradwell and didn't see what was coming on the backside. Excellent work by this Houston defense. Donovan Newton and David Anini.
And Bradwell has a walk-in touchdown if he gets the ball, and he's disappointed. These RPO run-pass options, it puts a lot on the quarterback to make good decisions.
Quickly, too, very quickly. You're reading one guy. If you don't read it wrong, that's potentially going to happen. Let's see if Justin can bounce back here.
Here comes Stephon Hutterson, cutting it up, and he is in for the touchdown. 1st touchdown in 2 years from the junior from Mississippi.
Hutterson with a Hutterson. Justin McClain on the first play, didn't get the right read, got sacked. Then he gives the ball up to Hutterson, and the extra effort to drive to get over the goal line to bring his team within 2 scores.
The knee did not go down. Was able to keep his feet and allow Merrick Glover to add the extra point. Back to a 2-touchdown game. Jeremy Singleton and Marquez Stevenson back to return for Houston. Looks like a wave of the fair catch will set him up at the 25-yard line. King rolling, throwing, and it is caught for a 1st down. 5 of 6 on 3rd down tonight are the Cougars, and Jeremy Singleton, the New Orleans native, scoops that one up off the deck.
These haven't been easy 3rd downs either, Matt. 3rd and 18 earlier, 3rd and 11 there. These are big-time plays for the University of Houston Cougars.
And now they go back to the tempo with De'Ara King on the ground.
That seems to be a thing. After a big play, they're going with this mayday, mayday, quick count. But we mentioned De'Aaron King, eyes downfield, Superman on off-schedule plays. The reason he was able to get outside is because Tulane had not one, but two guys spying him. Just shows how much they respect him as a scrambler, as a runner. But in that time, he gave him time to make that throw down the field.
Here comes Carr, muscling ahead past the sticks for a first down. We talked with Jack Curtis, the defensive coordinator for Tulane, and he talked about using two spies. I had never heard a coach talk about using two spies on a quarterback like De'Aaron King. I thought, well, I haven't been around football as long as you guys have. You guys hadn't heard much about that either.
Well, we really hadn't. It's kind of a creative idea. A lot of times people will all-out blitz a quarterback like De'Aaron King, or they'll just rush 3 and drop 8 defenders. Coach Curtis basically said, hey, listen, I've seen him terrorize both of those defensive ideas. We're going to try something new. Double spies, try to keep him in the pocket, make him earn it. De'Aaron King has earned it tonight.
Might have 3 spies if he had a PlayStation impact rating of 100.
Well, you get to triple digits, you get to 3 spies.
Yeah. Tough crowd in there, PlayStation. You passed Timmy Tinker. Still getting It's unbelievable.
7th play of this drive.
And Dana Holgerson has been deciding when he wants to use tempo and when he wants to slow it down. Here, clearly on this drive, he's trying to slow down the tempo.
Halfway through the second quarter. King under pressure, got rid of it to Christian Trahan, who spins for a first down.
Just an incredible play by De'Aaron King. He's got somebody draped all over him. Then he just delivers a dime, picks up another first down. I'm surprised they didn't go with a quick tempo here. This is what they've been doing the whole first half. Slow it down. 45 gets pressure on him, and he's delivered to make a play. Once again, 97 rating. That's an impressive throw there by De'Aaron King.
Empty set for De'Aaron King on first down. Taken off again, and good yardage inside the 30. Picked up 6 to set up 2nd down and 4.
25-yard bomb there by the kid with the sick lettuce.
It was once we realized who it was, I think the lettuce fit really well. It was good.
There was a potential conversation that it looked like a middle-aged lady from the booth, but it was just a hat with long hair. And that kid is going to be the talk of the town.
The boot, right? You said he's gonna own the boot tonight.
That's a bar around the corner, I guess. Kids frequent. Speaking of frequent, De'Aaron King has frequented the skies, and it has worked out. Another first down for the University of Houston.
Another first down, but if he could have kept the ball up there, that's another walk-in touchdown. That one would have been Cole McGowan.
What happens there with the RPO? Everybody bites and then just opens up there behind the linebackers, and that's just another walk-in cutter if he delivers that in stride. Right?
Well, they call it an RPO because it's a run-pass option. Some of the people, like up front, the runners, they're blocking and they think it's a run. They don't know if it's going to be a run or a pass. The receivers, they're running pass routes. So really, the decision if it's a run or a pass isn't made until the quarterback decides, am I actually going to hand this off, or am I going to pull it out of the running back's belly and decide to throw it? It's very tough to get a read on that as a defender.
King looking for the end zone, and Stevenson incomplete with a little bit of heat on that throw. 2nd down coming up.
He had a touchdown pass to Marquez Stevenson on a similar play last week against Washington State. It worked last week because there were 2 safeties, and Marquez Stevenson was able to get in the middle of the field. That time, there was just 1 safety in the middle of the field, too close to Marquez Stevenson, and just too tight of a window to fit it into.
Excellent first half offensively for Houston. 11th play of this series is a run for Patrick Carr down to the 15-yard line.
Number 21,
I'm really impressed with these 2 runners, Patrick Carr and Kyle Porter, for Houston. We've been talking a lot about De'Aaron King tonight, as we should. What a player. But Patrick Carr, just how he sets up these blocks. It's only 205 pounds, but when you watch him run, he's a powerful runner. You would guess he's more like 225 pounds.
He's running the wheel route.
Nothing but time.
King dancing. Cutting, still looking downfield, wide open man, and it's incomplete. Keith Corbin was sitting by himself, and King could not connect with him, and it's 4th down.
So much magic there. So much elusiveness from De'Aaron King.
Well, they're getting pressure on him. This Tulane defense, they're making him work for it back there, but
Those are sometimes the hardest, aren't they, Matt? When a guy's just standing there?
you know what it is as a right-handed thrower when you're running fast to your right. That spiral, that ball will fade a little bit on you. You got to follow through like you're rounding a track, like in track and field, but that one sailed right, and now we got a field goal.
Dalton Witherspoon. Off the upright, no good.
Love that. But Tulane does all that drive, big long drive, a lot of big plays, all for naught because of a 31-yarder. Great hold. Just kind of lifted his head up a little bit, hit it fat. Michael Black, who has been in every single booth I've ever played in, kicking specialist in the Arena League, said he got a little lazy there.
Long field in front of Justin McMillan, and that was knocked down by Zamar Curvin, stepping into a big role tonight. He's already got a fumble recovery in this game. Knocks that one down.
Really a nice play. Out routes are going to be open right now on this 2-minute drive, but you got to miss outside. You can't, like, he's throwing there to number 11. You can't put it in between the 1 and the 1. You got to miss outside.
That was incredible coverage. No timeouts for the University of Houston.
Keep it on the ground here with Darius Bradwell, so the clock's going to continue to move. 5 yards on that play before the Grant Stewart hit. Let's see how Willie Fritz and Will Hall, the offensive coordinator, play this.
They came out swinging on the first down, took a shot, see if they could pick anything up. Now you got to be smart with it. You don't want to give them the ball back here right now.
You can wait until you get under 40 seconds because Houston will not be able to stop the clock. You can run a play if you wanted to. You can take a timeout right now if you wanted to. 39-year-old Will Hall, hired in December. Already taken the headset off.
That usually means a draw.
Yep, keeping it conservative. Nothing there for Bradwell, and that'll take us to halftime. Tulane will get the ball to start the second half. Big score for Tulane to cut it back to within 2 touchdowns here in this second quarter.
It's interesting there at the end of half. I like watching offensive coordinators' minds work there. First down, they throw, see if we can pick anything up. Maybe we go for it. We didn't. All right, let's bleed the clock out. Let's get to the half. Let's get to the locker room and figure out how we come back from this 2-score deficit.
Well, they got the ball in the second half. They're going to go in and regroup at halftime. They're going to come out with a plan. They're still in this game.
Let's go to Matt Berry in the studio for our halftime report. From the Big Easy tonight, good game so far in this American Conference opener. Houston 28, Tulane 14, and the Green Wave will have the ball to start the second half. Adam Amin, Matt Hasselbeck, Pat McAfee, Molly McGrath down on the field as well. Your thoughts on Tulane? They had a couple of good drives in that first half.
Yeah, they had a couple good drives. Justin McMillan completed a deep ball to McCleskey, but it was kind of live by the sword, die by the sword. They kept taking shots. They didn't complete them. If they complete a couple of those, this is a whole different ball game. I'm looking for them to do that in the second half.
Give me a sense of De'Aaron King and Houston's offense.
Listen, De'Aaron King is as advertised. He's averaging over 8 yards a rush, but as a thrower, got 2 touchdown passes throwing and then another touchdown rushing. He's been the real deal.
It's only about a 350-mile trip from Houston to New Orleans. This is a big game for these two teams in conference, for recruiting. A whole lot on the line tonight. And Amari Jones with an excellent return. He'll take it out across the 40-yard line. Darius Bradwell on first down. Molly McGrath moments ago with Dana Holgerson of Houston.
Coach De'Aaron King broke Tim Tebow's touchdown record. What did he do well in that first half?
I thought he managed it pretty good, you know, just getting us in the right play, whether it's a run play or doing the RPOs on the perimeter. You know, he's in control right now. I like where he's at.
How did you find success mixing up the tempo in the first half?
Well, you know, we were going fast and we were scoring, but our defense started getting wore out. So there in the second quarter, I tried slowing things down a little bit just to try to get the clock. That was a long half. It seemed like it lasted forever, but we wanted to kind of control the clock just a little bit.
All right, thank you, Coach.
Okay.
Yeah, almost 2 hours after opening kickoff is when we start the second half.
Well, it's really important. You're talking about complementary football. Sometimes when you go really fast as an offense, it puts more stress on your defense. So Dana Holgerson clearly thinking about both sides of the ball.
4 games in 19 days, you have to do that. Very smart decision with that tempo, slowing it down. It's about to be a 4th and about an inch here, though, to start this 3rd quarter.
Darius Bradwell just a little bit shy, and the offense still on the field on 4th and short. McMillan will hand it off for Bradwell. Looked like he had enough for the first down, and indeed he does.
He gets a little extra push from his tight end, Will Wallace.
A little bush push. Shades of the USC days. If it's 4th and an inch and you can't pick that up as a team, you got to really look yourself in the mirror. I like Coach Fritz going for that, setting a tone early, get a first down, see if they can get on the board here, make this a 1-score game.
Play action fake. McMillan, deep shot for the speedy Darnell Mooney. Got it! Touchdown Tulane! We got a ball game in the Big Easy.
I absolutely love the fact that even though he didn't connect on a bunch in the first half, they went right back to the deep shot, a 48-yard tutter for Justin McMillan to Mooney. What a play, too, to go up there and snag that thing a la Randy Moss.
You got Moss.
What a catch right there. I said it at half. They live by the sword, die by the sword in the first half. They went for it a bunch of times. They couldn't connect. Here early, they go for it and get on the board. Extra point is beautiful. 1-point score. Here we go. We have a game in the Big East.
Well, Darnell Mooney's on the outside, just clearing it out for the inside slot, taking an out route. He beats his guy. McMillan gives him a shot. Moment of truth, go up for the ball. Your team needs you. Touchdown, Tulane.
We got a ball game, 28-21 here in New Orleans, the economic hub of the Gulf Coast, founded in 1718 by French colonist Pat McAfee.
How about that? A little fun fact for you here on Thursday Night Football, ESPN. 1-score game in the American Conference.
I'll give you a fun fact. Darnell Mooney, that's 23 straight games in a row with a catch.
And this one was good for a touchdown. Houston out to the 25-yard line of the touchback, and we go down to the field in Molly McGrath.
Well, Adam, I asked Tulane head coach Willie Fritz the question of the night. How do you better defend De'Ara King? He said, I don't know, it's hard because he is so quick. Once he got going, he completely changed the game, but he said that his pass rushers are taking way too long. He wants them to be quicker off the edge. He was also really frustrated with a lot of missed tackles in that first half, but despite that, he said his message at the half was mostly positive. He likes his team's effort. They just have to clean a lot of things up on defense.
This guy's been around a long time. Willie Fritz started as a GA for his college head coach at his alma mater, Division II Pittsburgh State in Kansas. Was a high school coach in Kansas, went to junior college, 4 years at Blinn Junior College in Texas, where he won a couple of JUCO national titles, worked his way to the FCS level and then FBS. Mulba Carr picks up 14 yards for the Cougars, who lead it by 7 with 6 minutes to play in the 3rd quarter.
Every time I see those images and videos, I just get heartbroken. Gotta feel helpless. But you can help by donating to Red Cross. I hope you do.
40 inches of rain more here down to the Gulf Coast. Mulba Carr trying to stretch it to the edge, and he gets brought down quickly. Good job by Malik Lawal. Now, Mulba Carr is in the game, you would think, because Kyle Porter is done. Carr is a senior from Austin, Texas. He's only played in 1 game out of the first 3. It was against Oklahoma. He was a redshirt candidate this year, but now he's playing in his 32nd career game. So he was going to redshirt as a senior. He became a United States citizen before his freshman year of college. Escaped war-torn Liberia at age 5 with his mother. Became a U.S. citizen before he started his career at Houston. There goes Patrick Carr. Sets up 3rd down and short coming up for the Cougars.
Dana Holgerson is not scared to redshirt a senior either. He'll get another year out of a player. Incredible story for Mulba, but also he loves the transfer portal. Running a little bit of a hurry up here, a little bit of tempo on 3rd down.
King designed run, a lot of pressure against him, and he's knocked down by Patrick Johnson. A big Tulane stop.
Place is coming alive a little bit. It's almost like Coach Fritz went into halftime and said, hey, they're going to run hurry up. We have to hurry up as well on the defensive side of the ball.
And they were ready on that quick tempo on 3rd down. That looked like Tecmo ball when you would pick the other guy's play. The green wave was all over it. Pat Johnson on the play. Talked about him earlier in the game. This is a guy that got here. He was 200, maybe 210 pounds. He's 235 pounds now. Good physical play, good open field tackle on one of the college football's most electric players in D'Eriq King.
And now Dane Roy, with only one return man back, and Jacob Robertson will deliver.
That's a big ball.
Bomb behind the 10.
Oh,
what a turn and what a save.
That is absolutely magical for the brand and for Dane Roy. They had 2 returners the entire first half. They put one back there. The ball goes over his head. Perfect bounce, perfect coverage. Good for the University of Houston.
Patrick Johnson got the pressure, and then Dane Roy delivered. Excellent turn. Great save by Terry Mark, and it's down inside the 10.
Tulane's offensive coordinator, Will Hall, telling the team they can't stop us. We are stopping ourselves. He also had some very stern words with quarterback Justin McMillan, told him to mentally move on from that last drive. McMillan looked defeated on the sidelines, hanging his head, and he told his teammates, that was all my fault.
Second consecutive drive for McMillan inside his own 10, and he's going to run it. He'll take it beyond the 10-yard line. Good gain on first down on the ground for McMillan.
And you got to have amnesia as a quarterback. He had 2 huge missed opportunities for big plays in the passing game down the field. And you saw it he let it affect him and then missed a couple gimmies afterwards. Great advice by offensive coordinator Will Hall.
Got to love his accountability, too.
Ball runs right into David Anini. Off the edge, Anini came untouched. He was a big cog defensively last week. He had 2 sacks against Washington State.
Yeah, he is a natural pass rusher. He's not very physical in the run, but he is a pass rusher.
Claybrook got beat up a little bit there on the outside. A little get rip.
Well, in fairness to Claybrook, I think he thought the ball was going to be out.
McMillan to throw it. Under pressure. Got to get out of the end zone. Fires deep sideline. McCleskey put a foot down, and it is caught.
That's what you call, Matt. You call almost get a safety twice and then throw the ball on a line to a coach's son, Jalen McCleskey. What a play. The last time they connected was a touchdown. This time a massive first down for the Tulane Green Wave after they're being backed up with a great punt.
And now Bradwell with a good run for 4 on first down. Boy, Jalen McCleskey to the rescue. His first year with Tulane, he had his first Tulane touchdown with his dad on the sidelines, the defensive backs coach, JJ. Coming up clutch a couple of times tonight for the Green Wave.
Well, it's a dagger to the defense. You got him inside the 5 with that 3rd and forever situation.
And now Bradwell pounds his way to a first down.
Good tempo here by Tulane. I wasn't sure if they just wanted to go tempo or from this sideline. You can't tell if it was a close call on that sideline. Don't give them a chance to review it. Hurry up, mayday, mayday, run a play quickly. Looks like they just want to go with tempo, get into a rhythm right here with their running game.
Not much there for McMillan as Grant Stewart got into the backfield and forced him down.
27-yard dagger out of your own end zone.
You mentioned Grant Stewart. He's the guy with the long hair down there. Normally plays nickel. He's everywhere. Leads the conference with tackles. Came into this game with 28 tackles.
14 of them came against Oklahoma.
Well, that's a lot.
Dauphine's got a lot of space. Nice block on the perimeter by Mooney. Dauphine breaking tackles down to the 25.
With a cut back and a get off me at the end of it, a 34-yard gain. This Tulane Green Wave is using tempo and picking up some real yardage.
And this is the 200-meter champ in high school. Mentioned he runs a 27 200-meter.
Runs for Tulane track and field as well. He gets the carry again. Cutting his way for about 4 yards, and that should take us to the end of quarter number 3. This is the 3rd time that me, Matt, Pat, and Molly have been together. We've been pretty lucky so far with some tight ones going to quarter number 4. On Thursday night tonight and the rest of the year, 7-point game, conference opener, quarter 4 coming. You come on back. Tulane's offense getting going in the 3rd quarter. Scored a touchdown to cut it to within 7. They ran for over 130 yards in quarter number 3. If they can get past the penalties, they're in pretty good shape.
For sure, and they know that Willie Fritz knows that Houston has played 4 games in 19 days. They're pushing that tempo, getting back to their bread and butter run game.
Second down, Darius Bradwell pounding ahead. Close to the sticks, down to the field, and Molly McGrath.
Well, Adam, Dana Holgerson told me at the half his defense was getting tired. I have to tell you, it feels warmer down here than at kickoff because there's no wind right now. It's about 83 degrees, and there is Pedialyte, pickle juice, hydration gummies all over these sidelines. So these teams are battling the heat and the exhaustion late in the game, Adam.
Great call, Molly. Pedialyte was created for babies, perfected by athletes who are dehydrated.
Not a sponsor yet, maybe soon. McMillan. Cutting it. Touchdown, Tulane! A point away from tying this game.
What a play by Justin McMillan. Took some accountability in the third quarter for an overthrow or two and has bounced back in a fantastic fashion. Sees that the University of Houston defense might be a little bit fatigued, keeps it to himself, rolls out, sprints into the end zone. 1 extra point away from a tie game here in the fourth quarter.
How about this Tulane team? Willie Fritz has them mentally tough, down 28-7, overcoming penalties that they've done to themselves, getting away from the passing game, going back to the bread and butter, zone read stuff. Great third quarter.
10-play, 93-yard drive starting at their own 7. 9 of the 10 plays were runs, including the game-time score. This is the 5th year since Yulman Stadium opened up, and it is loud right now after a 21-0 Tulane run to tie this game at 28 apiece. And now we get to watch De'Aaron King and the Houston offense go to work. Justin McMillan got chewed up by his coach on the sideline, Will Hall, the offensive coordinator, and he drove them down 93 yards to tie it. A huge third quarter for Tulane, and now De'Aaron King in a tie game goes to work.
That's their longest drive of the season for Justin McMillan. It's his 9th rushing touchdown. Now can the Tulane green wave ride the wave the offense put up for him?
King fires, and he connects with Keith Corbin. First down on a gain of 12.
What an answer there.
That is an answer. I mean, that is not an easy throw. Between the linebackers, before the safeties, just did not flinch, didn't even blink. De'Aaron King, if Tulane is going to win this game tonight, De'Aaron King is going to make them earn it. Well, Dana Holgerson knows how banged up his linebacker core is, and so he's using tempo selectively. He's not using it all the time, but he's using it at the right time.
Mulba Carr, a little leg drive there, trying to hold on to the ball as the Green Wave tried to strip it away. 7 yards on the run.
That's an incredible tactic. One person hold him up, the other person coming in trying to get the ball. Possessions are key right now. Possessions are key.
Pressure from the Green Wave. King taking a deep shot, one-on-one, and it's incomplete.
Incredible coverage down the sideline there.
Jalen Monroe, who already had a pick tonight with good coverage on the intended target.
Great coverage by Jalen Monroe. Uses the sideline as an extra defender, squeezes the wide receiver to the sideline. There's no room for the throw.
Turns his head around, too. I mean, that is perfect coverage.
It's perfect coverage on second down, not as big as third down. This is third down, it's a big one.
Trying to stop Mulba Carr, breaks one tackle, spins ahead for the first down. Jeffrey Johnson could not wrap him up in the backfield. It's a 6-yard gain.
Mulba Carr sometimes is used as like a short yardage back, big, strong, physical. Met a guy in the hole, said nope, spins off, it gets the first.
Play fake, King, shot, end zone for the lead, and it's incomplete. Monroe had the coverage again, this time grabbing Cole McGowan.
Again, really good coverage. Cole McGowan, fresh legs, getting in there. Jalen Monroe says, And on the other side, Bo Pete is a very, very good cover corner, number 26. You know what it means when you have a really good cover corner on one side? If you're the guy on the other side, you're going to get some action.
Tulane brings pressure again on that run, and it's Patrick Carr back to the line of scrimmage.
And sometimes you might say, oh, they just tried that play. Sometimes you have a receiver, he sprints down, runs a go route. The DB is tired now. Now he's got to go cover the other guy. He just ran 2 go routes in a row. You can sub out on offense, you can't sub out on defense.
King Looking, and he's wrapped up and brought down by Nick Anderson.
We just heard him talk about his 11th grade teacher. Nick Anderson comes up with a massive play on third down. De'Aaron King had a lot of time. The coverage was impeccable. He put it down, tried to go for a run. Nick Anderson said, no, Mr. Record holder.
Big field goal try from 48. This would tie the longest attempt of Dalton Witherspoon's career. This to try to give them the lead.
I saw him hitting in warm-ups. He has a big leg. The Tulane crowd is coming alive. Good snap, good hold.
Missed it, wide, left, no good.
Miss there, but what a stand by the Tulane defense. We got one here in New Orleans.
Crowd getting into it, tie game. It's been 21 consecutive points for Tulane. A second miss from Dalton Witherspoon has given Tulane the football at its own 31-yard line, and Justin McMillan with a chance for the lead. End around, they give it to the speedster Amari Jones. Stepped out of bounds near midfield. Excellent run to open the drive. 17 yards.
Just feels like Tulane has juice right now. Houston might be faded a little bit, but Amari's the fast guy. Get him around the edge, let him pick up some yards. Big first down here in the fourth quarter.
And I love the play call, Pat. Houston's tired. Make him run sideline to sideline with the outside run.
Back to the ground game. They've been so successful under Willie Fritz in that regard. And Darius Bradwell rumbles towards the sticks, a little bit shy to the 30.
When you get fatigued, you just lack your fundamentals, you lack your technique, and you've seen it a lot in the tackling department for the University of Houston defense. A lot of broken tackles for this Tulane offense.
You can tell Bradwell wants it. He's a senior, he's their big back, he's got good vision.
Feed me, he says.
Right back to him. Got enough for the first down. Darius Bradwell over 100 yards rushing tonight. He had 3 of those games last season when he ran for over 1,100 yards. Just the 6th 1,000-yard rusher in Tulane history.
And that run was only like 1.5 yards, but it was 2nd and 1, so that's called an efficient run. It's like body blow, body blow, body blow.
Now they bring in Dauphine into that pile, the teeth of the Houston defense there to stack them up.
Number 6, Corey Dauphine.
Willie Fritz talked to us yesterday about how big of a game it felt like this was for Tulane. You get the Thursday night prime time slot, national TV, a program trying to get on the rise. They haven't been to back-to-back bowl games since 79 and 80. This is a big year for Willie Fritz and the Green Wave.
They also are very confident in their conditioning. They had them all carry around a gallon of water knowing it was going to be a hot night.
Helicoptering is Amari Jones. Spun down. It'll be 3rd down coming up here. In the last 17 years, Tulane's biggest comeback was 2 touchdowns, 14 points. They did it twice. They trailed by 21 tonight before coming back to tie this game. A big 3rd down to try to stay on the field with the offense and try to take the lead.
And this is always interesting. You're outside the 25, but you're inside the 30. As a quarterback, you cannot take a sack.
This is the very edge of Merrick Glover's field goal range. Blitz from Houston. McMillan for Mooney again. Could not hold on.
Perfect play call. Perfect throw. Tough catch. Darnell Mooney is not able to come up with it. Sometimes when you're running 4-4, you're running fast. That's a tough catch. A little armbar by the defender.
Oh, what a throw by
Missed
Justin
opportunity, and they're still in it. They still have a chance.
44-yard try for Merrick Glover. This would tie his career long that he drilled against Auburn 2 weeks ago.
You see the kicker on the other side missed 2 kicks. Now it's your time to step up for your team.
Glover to deliver the lead, and he has put Tulane in front for the first time tonight.
6 minutes left in the 4th quarter. The first time your team has been on ESPN to knock down a 40-some yard kick. What a big moment for that kid. Great snap, great hold, great rotation. Hit it off his toe a little bit, so it's on the right side of the... We love those types of refs for the brand, I'll tell you that. If he's going to give him that right over top of the upright, we will take it. No inch left behind when it comes to field goal kicking.
Merrick Glover, 28th career game, third-year kicker for Tulane. Has been rock solid in his career out of Jericho, New York. Friends Academy has been steady. And he delivers a huge kick to put Tulane on top for the first time. They have scored the last 24 points. 6 minutes of ball, let's go. De'Ara King. Good block from Patrick Carr, and he runs right near the sticks. Good run for King to start this drive.
Yeah, it's really interesting. You fake to the runner, and then that runner becomes your lead blocker. De'Ara King runs for about 9 yards, doesn't take a hit. That is a great way to start a drive. 2nd and 1 is a play caller's dream.
You got all the options in the world. If you don't get a 2nd down and 1, you got a 3rd down and short to try to convert. The jumbo set in there. Patrick Carr pounds it ahead. He's got 2 for the first down.
And De'Ara King's wearing a wristband tonight. You know, I asked Coach Dana Holgorsen, I said, hey, what's up with the wristband? You know, in the NFL, the coaches can talk in the quarterback's helmet. College, you can't do that. So he's signaling to the quarterback the plays, saying, hey, people try to steal our signals. We got to go to a wristband.
And it's key on this drive. Under pressure, he finds Christian Trahan. And Trahan works ahead to the 41-yard line.
Staying on schedule here, though. This is a big-time drive for the Houston Cougars. De'Ara King knows his entire team is tired. Just got to keep stacking yards here and stay on schedule.
Markel Blackwell, Brandon Jones are the co-offensive coordinators, checking it out from up top. Dana Holgorsen calls the plays from down on the field. Tulane trying to sub. Houston substituted, so Tulane gets an opportunity to as well. On 2nd down, Mulba Carr in front of De'Ara King, who's got the first down. De'Ara King has been in big moments his entire Houston career. He's never had a fully healthy season, but when he's been in, he's been electric, he's been efficient, and he's made as many game-breaking plays as anybody in college football can remember with both his arm and his legs.
Yeah, you mentioned the injuries last year against Tulane. He tore his ACL. Hadn't gotten hit in 10 months, got hit to start the season, said, hey, man, it felt really, really good to get hit again.
King, deep shot. Looking for a man, and it's forced out of bounds. Looking for Marquez Stevenson, and Larry Brooks has been up to the task multiple times tonight.
That was incredible defense. Matt Hasselbeck ran stride for stride with him, picked him up and carried him out of bounds just a couple inches to force his 2nd down and long here when De'Ara King and the University of Houston Cougars were starting to get hot. They were ground and pounding there early. Let's see if they go back to it.
Mulba Carr back to the ground. Not a whole lot there. Excellent job spilling to the outside. Will Harper got in there. Malik Lawal and Lawrence Graham all met at the running back. 3rd down coming up here. Tulane brings the heat. King on the move. King looking for Corbin, and Larry Brooks breaks it up again. And now 4th down and long near midfield. There is a Tulane defender down on the field.
Larry Brooks, who just forced the wide receiver out of bounds, comes out of nowhere. Magic man to bat that down.
4th and 9 from the 48. Here comes the pressure. De'Ara King, a lot of green grass in front of him, and he's got the first down with his feet.
When you got a player like De'Ara King playing quarterback for you, and it's a massive moment, Dana Holgorsen said, hey, Bub, we know you can make a play with your feet and your arm. Quick 12-yard pickup to pick up a first down with 3:24 left in this game.
We'll give it to Patrick Carr here. Spins down to the 31-yard line to pick up a 5.
By the way, wide open there. for De'Ara King. Wide open.
Helmet came off of Cam Sample, so he's got to come off the field for a play. Mike Hinton, the grad transfer from Columbia, who's a captain this week, will check in for Cam Sample.
Wide open for De'Ara King. You're right, Pat, because when they bring the blitz, Malik Lowell, yep. You got it. You got to bring the blitz, but you can't overrun it. You got to be aware of where this great running quarterback is at every time.
And he's right down inside the 25-yard line, down to the 21. 11 more yards for King.
It feels like De'Ara is in his bag right now. This is where he wants to be. Now, granted, nobody wants to be down 3 with 2:40 left, but De'Ara King's confidence seems to be building here as the moments get tighter and tighter down the stretch.
Over 100 rushing yards for King tonight, over 1,400 rushing yards in his Houston career. Mulba Carr spinning away from the initial surge and then gets wrapped up by Lawrence Graham near the 18-yard line. De'Ara King does have a game-winning drive in his career. 2017 against South Florida, a ranked team that night. That was one of those nights where De'Ara King hadn't really had a whole lot of reps at quarterback leading up to that game. They thrust him into that role, needing a big win when they were 4-3, and he delivered a huge performance and the game-winning blow against USF that night. Trying to do it again against Tulane tonight. King looking. Nothing there, and Cam Sample wraps him up and brings him down. 3rd down.
They are in field goal range, too. Dalton Witherspoon has missed 2 kicks tonight. So is that weighing on De'Ara King's mind? Maybe. Can't take a loss here, can't lose any yards, but you know you got 3 points potentially in the bag to tie this thing up with under 1:30 left.
Blitz from Tulane. Penalty marker is thrown, and down goes King. We'll have to check the flags. This is going to be against Houston as the initial indication, and then a late flag, a 2-flag play with 1:10 to go here. This will be key to sort out.
Minute 10 left in the game. Pretty large call here for the Foot Locker folks.
False start. Offense. Number 65. After the play. Personal foul. Unnecessary roughness. Defense. Number 45. After this is the goal. Automatic. 1st down.
1st down for Houston. Tulane gets a personal foul penalty. This was after the whistle had blown. Malik Lawal and Patrick Johnson met at the quarterback.
I mean,
That's kind of bogus.
this place is about 60% full, but it got really loud there.
It got loud, and I didn't hear a whistle.
Me neither.
The defenders didn't hear a whistle.
They
feel
got
like
their
that-
ears pinned back
feel
at
like
the
that's a
minute,
no
10
call?
left.
You guys feel like that's a no
I'm
call?
not a fan of that call. I played quarterback, had blitzers come at me, seen that happen.
So what, now what?
Strong disagree.
1st and 10, De'Ara King seeking space, and he's down inside the 5-yard line. 2nd down coming up, inside a minute to go. Tulane only has 1 timeout, and the crowd showing their displeasure with that previous call that gave a 1st down to the Cougars.
Man,
You said it, Pat. So what? Now what? Time for this Tulane defense to step up and do something.
Handoff. Patrick Carr, nothing there. Jamyron James, the redshirt freshman from here in New Orleans, makes the stop, and a timeout is called from Tulane, their last timeout.
no,
Or Houston, beg your pardon. Houston timeout. 30 seconds left. That's their 1st timeout of this 2nd half. 3rd down and 3 coming up for the Cougars here. 3rd down and 5. Tulane by 3 with 30 ticks to go in the conference opener.
No safeties deep here, Adam.
And King to throw. End zone for Corbin. It is incomplete. Could not hold on. 4th down and a chance to tie it potentially for the Cougars.
I mentioned no safeties deep, cover 0. We're daring you to throw it. Make them earn it.
Here we go.
Missed opportunity.
Dalton Witherspoon.
Talk to us, Pat.
You missed too early. You have to get that out of your mind because your team needs you. You trained all off season for this moment. You practiced every single rep. The Tulane crowd is losing their mind. Will you step up and show out for your team, Dalton Witherspoon?
To tie it. And this time he coolly connects to tie this game with 21 seconds to go.
So impressed with his mental toughness. Missed a chippy early, missed another one, but with 21 seconds left in the fourth quarter, his team needed him to make it. He drives it through and hits the All-State hands.
So Dalton Witherspoon is going to kick away. You got Stephon Hutterson on one side and the explosive Amari Jones on the other. They're going to go with the squib kick to keep it away from the return men. Grabbed by Nick Anderson, and he's going to take a knee to preserve time on the clock. We'll spot the ball at the 29-yard line. Down to the field, let's check in with Molly.
Adam, Justin McMillan with all the confidence in the world. He brought his entire offense together just now and said they don't care anymore. They're done. They don't care, and we can take over this game. So the energy still high on Tulane's sideline.
He came to Tulane 5 days before their season opener in 2018. Took over for Jonathan Banks midway through the season as the starting QB. They went 5-1 down the stretch. 7-2 as a starter. Army brat. Lived in 5 different states before he finally settled down.
We're taking it to overtime.
He's going to take this to overtime. Between McMillan and King, I love their stories. I love their heart. I love the fact that we get to see both these guys in action. Oh, it's a trick play. Amari Jones, trick play. Oh, they fooled him, and he works it out near midfield.
I love everything about that. Coach Fritz is an old school guy, and he absolutely okey-dokes them.
Oh, my goodness. Amari Jones out of the pack with it.
Now
and he picks up 18.
Now we have 12 seconds left on the clock with a timeout for the Tulane Green Wave.
So let's see what Tulane's offense can pick up. As you mentioned, Pat, still 1 timeout remaining for the Green Wave.
I love everything about that.
What an awesome game tonight. We have been treated well. 8 back in coverage for Houston. McMillan launches down the middle for McCleskey, and he breaks free. Jalen McCleskey, touchdown! Touchdown! They take the lead with 3 seconds left.
Every player on the Tulane Green Wave football team is sprinting down to the corner to celebrate with Jalen McCleskey. Flags are down. Who cares? What a tunner for McCleskey making a big play. Are you kidding me? Adam Amin. They run the trick victory formation to pick up some yards. Then Justin McMillan finds his boy Jalen McCleskey, who transferred here from Oklahoma State to play for the team his dad coaches for on ESPN. The heroics, the insanity. What a finish. He's going to have to kick about a 50-yard extra point with all the 15-yard penalties.
Oh, my goodness.
Word.
2 plays, 71 yards, 15 seconds.
Excessive celebration tacked on the kickoff. An extra point to try to go up 7 with 3 seconds to go. Do you believe this? Incredible 2-play sequence. The trick and then the treat to McCleskey.
Well, they drop 8. There's almost nowhere to throw the ball. It's late down the middle. You got him, I got him, no one's got him. McCleskey, we said in the open we wanted him to show up. Only 4 catches on the season. He showed up tonight with his 2nd touchdown catch. This is one he will remember forever. I think everyone in this stadium will remember this play forever.
what a finish. We got offensive linemen on the sideline doing the motorbike. You're talking about fans in the stands getting ready to head to the boot right around the corner. And Justin McMillan hands the ball off in victory formation to the super back.
Expecting a squib kick here?
I would assume you'd keep this ball on the ground, hope for a little bit of a bobble there, run this clock down. If you're on Houston, you're trying to get it and get down as quick as possible.
The way this game is going, I would say this game is not over.
Never mind, we're going to annexation of Puerto Rico this thing.
Stevenson trying to circle around. Marquez Stevenson, a penalty marker is thrown. Still on the move, gets a block, taken down. We'll have to check the flag. But if it stands, what a night and what a win for Tulane. Let's check the flags.
Return team, number 89. Penalties declined.
The biggest Tulane comeback in the last 17 years in dramatic fashion on Thursday night here in New Orleans.
I cannot be more excited for this Tulane fan base who has had 6 winning seasons in 37 years. The American Conference opener at home. To win like that can do a lot of great things for the organization.
Incredible. They trailed by 21 in the second quarter. They come all the way back. Houston tied it. And the Green Wave with 3 seconds to go win it on the McCleskey touchdown. And the Bourbon Street bomb, they'll remember this for a while. First Thursday night game at Yulman Stadium since it opened in 2014. Conference opener, they busted out the baby blue. And Willie Fritz busted out a trick play to set him up near midfield. And Jalen McCleskey, the transfer from Oklahoma State, who transferred for his final year to Tulane to be with his father, who's an assistant coach for the Green Wave, breaks free for the game winner with 3 seconds left. We go down to the field and Molly McGrath.
Thank you, Adam. Jalen, take me through that game-winning play.
We just drew it up on the sideline. We knew we had a timeout left, and we just need to get in field goal range. And Justin put it on the money, and I made a few people miss and got a touchdown.
You transferred here from Oklahoma State to be closer to family. How meaningful is it for you to have such an impact on such a big stage here tonight?
Oh, it feels great. You know, my dad was so happy talking to him. I have family in the family who hasn't gotten a chance to see me play in the stands, and it's just a great moment.
What did Dad say to you after the game-winning touchdown?
Grown men make grown plays in grown times.
Wow, and this is the biggest comeback in over 17 years for Tulane.
Wow, I didn't even know
What
that.
does that say about this team?
Man, just our resiliency. You know, they had us in the first half. We were making mistakes. We knew we could move the ball. We just had to stop killing ourselves. And we did that in the second half, and we just kept fighting. The defense got big stops at the end, and the offense just had to go out there and execute.
Well, congratulations on the win. Well deserved.
Thank you.
Adam.
Tulane, one of its biggest wins in a long time. They opened the conference season with a victory over Houston. Willie Fritz, his daughter, and his wife celebrating tonight. John and Kenny, back to you.